Hey everyone, Kess here, and welcome to my chess website tier list, which is in honor of the World Chess Championship currently going on between Nepo and Ding, which is currently tied. It's really exciting as of April 13th, 2023. I am too stupid to go through any of the games and any of the moves, but I figured I'd go through 7 chess websites which I use or have used, talk about some of the features in each website, the pros and cons, and give each one like a letter grade on a tier list. I'm not going to bust out the chart with like the tier list maker and all that, but one, because I'm lazy, and two, I just feel like it's not as conducive to the video I'm trying to get across, and hopefully this helps you chess enthusiasts find a good chess website for your needs, especially since a lot of them have features behind a paywall, and you don't want to pay for some features and then find out it's not really what you want. So hopefully this video is pretty educational, and without further ado, let's get started. The first chess website we'll be looking at is chess.com. This is probably the most famous chess website, and it really blew up, especially during 2020. This is just the front page. We got some games going on. We got a little Twitch we can watch. It looks like it's Chess Bros taking an ad break. But chess.com has a lot of features. Okay, we can play. Let's just look at this. We can play a variety of time controls. And we can even play tournaments. Like we go to the tournaments, there's all the tournaments coming up. So if you want to, and even has variants like King of the Hill, Crazy House tournaments. There's a 3-check and 960 tournament, and all these tournaments I think are free. There are some premium only tournaments. Like here, this is a premium only tournament, but there's always opportunities. There's always tournaments going on. And this is 1500 plus, but there'll be all these different tournaments for your rating range, so you don't feel like you're playing against Magnus every tournament. So it's pretty cool. All these different time controls, like I said. There's a lot of good puzzle modes. There's Puzzle Rush, which you try to complete as many puzzles in the time limit that you have with 3 strikes. There's Puzzle Battle, which is like Puzzle Rush against another player. And then we have these video lessons. Now there is a paywall. I pay for the premium, so I have access to everything at this website, but not everyone will. And some of the puzzles and Puzzle Rush are blocked behind a paywall. So unfortunately, that's kind of a disadvantage. You do get some free puzzles, but if you really want to grind puzzles and you don't want to pay anything, this isn't the website for you. But anyway, the lessons, we have video lessons, all these things, which is pretty neat. And then Chessable and Aimchess are 2 other websites we'll be going over, and they were bought by Magnus, and then chess.com bought Play Magnus, so now they kind of got links to chess.com. We have Insights, which we can see kind of how shitty I've been doing recently, but we have, you can kind of see some performance statistics here. They're not the best, but it's still pretty cool to kind of see how you're doing. And then Classroom's a feature I really like. You can create a classroom and invite other your friends to join in, and you can go through. You can even load their games from chess.com into the classroom and kind of go through the moves with them and show them and show different lines and everything, which is pretty cool. And you can kind of coach them up, which I really like. It's a really cool feature. And then we have openings. You can go through each of the openings. Opening Explorer, that's pretty standard. Endgames, you can go through each of these different endgames and lab them out, drill them. And then practice is all these different drills. So we have imbalanced drills. We have a bishop and knight against the rook. How do we play this position? So all these different drills you can do. So if you're having a real issue of how do I win this kind of position, you can drill it against whatever engine you want. And then it even has a little plan here. Battling your rook with minor pieces, try not to trade pawns, keep the rook from becoming active. So you can kind of lab out these different scenarios, so you can get practice with them, as opposed to just trying to play games and hoping you get these kind of situations. You kind of tailor them to your own things to work on. There's a watch menu with all these different streamers you can watch. There's articles and stuff you can read. And then there's all this friend stuff, so you can go to clubs. Here's a club for our Sweat Jeans Discord, which we haven't updated the picture. or anything like that. But you can kind of do like events and stuff, and you can even do like club battles if your club gets big enough and like active enough. You can like battle other clubs, which is pretty cool. All in all, chess.com is a really good website. I kind of went over the features very quickly because I don't want to have this video take like an hour, which it probably will. But it's a pretty cool website. I'm going to give it an S minus. And the reason I'm giving it an S minus instead of an S is because a lot of the features are blocked behind a paywall, and some of the features I don't really use. Like the video lessons I don't really look at. There are some good ones in there, but a lot of them I just like, I don't know, I just didn't really vibe with them. And I'm not saying they're bad. Just me personally, I just didn't vibe with them, you know? I'm not saying they're bad. So some people could really find them useful. I didn't find them as useful, but this is a pretty cool website, and it's especially really good if you have friends on. The club system is really nice. The classroom system and the friend system all work really, really well. You can challenge your friends. You can go in. You can analyze games. And especially if you pay for all the features, you get unlimited analysis and stuff like that. You can use the cloud analysis, like the max depth, which is pretty cool. They have like Stockfish and Komodo on there, so you can use whatever your favorite engine is. So it's got a lot of good features. I'm going to give it an S minus for the reasons I said, and I really like this website. It definitely earns the right to have the domain name chess.com. It's definitely worthy. The next website we'll be going over is Chessable. Chessable is a website that has all these courses, and you can go through each of the courses and like learn different things. So like let's say I want to learn short and sweet Catalan here. Like got a little video here. It's 2 hours, so you might not say that's short and sweet. It's got priority. Never seen that before. That must be kind of a new feature. But you can kind of go in through each chapter, go through the moves, and then like if you like want to review, like it'll be like, okay, like play your moves, and then you have to remember which move. And like let's say you get one wrong, it's this. It'll be like, oh, okay, well it says that's alternative. Like if you want to do another opening, you can do that. But let's say I do this, and then it'll be like, oh no, here's the correct move, and then it has the text from the chapter itself, so you can kind of go back and read why you would play that particular move. And like let's say we're gonna go over a new like section. It'll be like, okay, in this variation, black plays c6. Okay, here's why he plays c6, and then here's our move, and then here's like everything about that move, and then okay, it'll be like, okay, now play it, and then it'll be like, okay, next move, and then it'll go through the whole variation, and then at the end it'll have like a little quiz at the end where we have to play the whole variation ourselves without any help. So that's pretty cool. And the whole idea of chess.com is spaced repetition. So if you do like a review not chess.com, Chessable, if you do a review on Chessable like every day, it will be really good for like learning different openings and stuff. Like you can go through your whole repertoire each day, and I found it really useful. And then like there are lots of courses behind a paywall. However, and I feel like this website is really good for is opening courses, especially if you're like not like sweating super hard. You can just get these free opening courses here, and then now some of them like don't have that many lines. Like this only has 10, and like I don't know how this only has 10, I think. So it's not like these are free courses that are super expensive. But if you're like not super sweaty in chess, you don't want to pay any money, these are really good. And like there's like all these like short and sweet courses, totally free, and you can get as many of them as you want. And then you can learn, and it's really cool. And then you can even find your GM. So if you're like a really big fan of Sam Shankland, for example, you can like look at his courses. And I like Sam Shankland, so I definitely enjoy like watching his courses, and like even these courses come with videos. So let's click on this Sam Shankland one. This has 32 minutes of the video, so he like recorded himself like going through the video, so you can watch the video too. and you can either use that or like supplement the course with the video. It's really cool. And I really like this website. I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A because it's very focused. It doesn't have the wide variety of training tools and stuff that some of these other websites have. But what it does have, and it's basically just like a course catalog, and it does it really well. It's really well done, in my opinion. There's even like reviews of the course, and you can do anything without paying. There is like this like Ruby's currency, which I don't even know what it's used for. So if you guys want to tell me in the comments, that's perfect. And then it like even gives ratings. Yeah, so I really like this website. You can go in, see all the courses from your favorite masters. I think it's most useful for openings and like end games, like theoretical end games, like the Philidor position, where like you kind of have to memorize moves. It's not as useful as like learning middle game strategy, just kind of how the website's done. I feel like there's other stuff that's like other websites and other resources that are better for that. But for what it is good for, it does really well. That's why I'm giving it an A. The next website is lightchess.org or Lichess. I always say Lightchess, but I've always say people say Lichess, so I don't know. But you can play all these different time controls. You can play custom games, and then it's got its own like puzzles. I think Puzzle Racer is kind of like Puzzle Rush. It has all these different game modes, and then there's some cool features in Learn. It's definitely not as extensive at chess.com. What it does have over chess.com is these studies, so we can go through each of these different studies. And let's say and like these are all public studies. You can make your own studies too in my private studies, which is really cool. So like let's check out this guy's study on lightchess.org. This guy really made a lot of good stuff here. This is a really cool study. But this is just like all community made, like, and then we have this like little chat. Hello, fellow chess nerds. Like, all community made, all like different things, and then you can like there are some studies like that are quizzes. So this is like a little octopus guy like gives you like a little description, and then like okay, we like play a move. Like let's say you play this move, and the octopus is like that is incorrect, and let's say you play this move, and the octopus is like that is correct. So you know you can kind of go through like there's like quiz studies, and like you can make your own quiz studies too. So like you can kind of quiz yourself or like help your friends. But this is really cool. This is a really cool feature on mychess.org. I really like it. The friends and stuff aren't as good as chess.com in my opinion, but it's really cool. It still has like an analysis board, like opening explorer kind of thing. And I'm going to give lightchess.org an S tier. Everything in lightchess.org is free, or Lichess. I don't know which is correct, so I apologize if I offend you by mispronouncing it. I'm going to give it an S tier. Everything's completely free. It has a lot of good stuff for chess players. My one gripe with it is I feel like it's not as noob friendly as chess.com is. But as far as like getting all the features you want completely for free, it's really good. It's really good. I really have nothing more to add. It's just a solid chess website. It's not as like extensive as chess.com. There's not as many players, and it's not as noob friendly, but it's free. So you kind of get, what you pay for. I'm not saying it's free, it's cheap and it's bad when I say that. I just mean like it's not as extensive, but it does everything really, really well. Next, moving on to Chessly. We have 10 hours, 50% off Chessly Plus. So Chessly is pretty cool. It's Gotham Chess's website. I got these courses, and like I bought these courses on sale. I think some of the courses are a little expensive, but he does sales all the time, especially during World Chess Championship and like other big chess tournaments. So you can buy courses, and like I bought this E6 B6 defense course for $30 and won 200 in an over the board tournament. So using this opening, so thank you Gotham Chess for making me money. I got a little positive return on my investment, and like these courses are actually pretty extensive and actually really well done by Gotham Chess. So So it's not, it's a little pricey, but if you're really getting into like money tournaments and stuff, it's worth the little initial investment. Or if you just like jerk off to chess, like it's really good. And then we have Chessly Plus. It comes with these free samples of these training tools, and there's free samples of every single course on this website. Has like a free chapter, so you can go in and you can see, okay, like, is this course worth spending money on? Like, would I like this opening or this like middle game analysis or end game analysis or whatever course it happens to be on? So we have some really cool features, and I gotta praise Gotham Chess here again. He did a really good job of listening to his community and figuring out what like unique tools he can offer that aren't really present on other chess websites. So for the first really cool tools, anti-puzzle, which is pretty new. Let's go to relax here. Let's go to beginner. Hi, this is Kessler from the future, and I did a really poor job explaining this while I was recording. So basically, it has a position here. You can either find like a tactic or say no tactic here. So this kind of trains your eye of like spotting tactics. Because in like chess.com pulse or whatever, like there's always a solution. But sometimes there's nothing there. And this is a really cool like different kind of puzzle thing where you can see like, okay, is there actually a tactic here or not? Then there's defense, which is like your position is really bad, but how do you stay alive? So it's a pretty nice different kind of puzzle there. Then we have poison pawn, which is like, can you take this pawn? Is it safe to do so? And then there's flash memory, which is another pretty cool puzzle. Which is like, memorize this position. It'll ask us a question. Where's the black king? Is he here? Yep. And then we go to the next question here. Where's the black pawns? Stuff like that. So that's pretty cool as far as like visualizing the board. There's another visualization trainer here, which would be like, this is kind of a weird puzzle, but weird exercise, but it'll be like, okay, like visualize king g5 and king g3. So king g5, king g3, and then, okay, got it. And then now play king g5, king g3. So it's good for calculation and visualizing, which is something I have trouble with. So it's a really good tool. Traveling Knight is something that's I've never seen this on another website, and I really like this on this website. So it'll be like, okay, knight go to b5. We have 6 moves to get our knight to b5 without getting taken by any of the black pieces. So it could be like, okay, like we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here, or something like that, and we're just trying to get to this square that I highlighted by using 6 moves and not getting taken by the black pieces. It's really cool for visualizing knight moves, which is really useful because the knight's really hard to visualize, and if you can visualize knight moves really quick, that's so useful. So there's free samples of all these courses, which is pretty cool if you want to like see how if it's worth spending money on. It's not that expensive, especially with the sales going on in 10 hours. Like relative to these other trust websites, it's not that expensive, and it's got some unique training tools. It's pretty nice. I like this website. I'm gonna give Chessly an A-. Hi again, this is Kessler from the future. I decided to re-record this evaluation because my original one was really scatterbrained. I'm giving Chessly an A-. On the negative side, pretty much everything's behind a paywall if you want like the full features of it. However, on the positive side, everything's got a free sample. Everything's got like every course is like a free chapter. All the mini games that you have to pay for with the Chessly Plus subscription have free samples, so you can like play all the free samples and then see if those mini games are something you would enjoy and if it's worth spending the money. So I think that's really good, and it lets you make an informed decision. And there's also frequent discounts and sales on Gotham's courses, and he always announces them in his videos, so you can easily just like wait around for a sale and then pick it up then. But on the other positive side, his courses are actually really good. They go in the right amount of depth where it's like actually good for like tournament play, but it's also concise enough to like understand it and just pick it up and you can always just like go back to each of his videos and like watch them again if you need to like catch up on a particular variation, as opposed to like sweating through an opening book or something. You just get an easily digestible video, which I think is really nice. And then some of his training tools are really unique, and it shows that he really listens to his community, that they say like they come up with difficult problems that they don't have in other chess websites, and he fills the need there. So really well done there. So it is going to be given an A-. You have Aimchess. Aimchess is a fully paid website. There's a free sample you can do, like you get like one free like scouting report, but it's really cool. So like let's say, so like I put my linked my chess.com account in here, and it has this like little daily plan, and I've been slacking. It has like weekly goals, been slacking. It has like these different drills and stuff. You can go to my statistics, and like I've played one rapid game in the past 14 days, and it has like your like growth over time, which is really cool if you're trying to track your progress. You can kind of see. Let's go into Blitz. Oh yeah, I actually did pretty good in the past 14 days. I've actually won more than I lost, so that's really good. You can kind of see like how you've been growing over the past 14 days and stuff like that. You can generate a full report, which has all this like difference, has more detailed statistics on it, and let's actually just generate that right now. So you'll be like, okay, here's all the stuff I'm good at. Here's opening or win rates. Here's openings, advantage capitalization, resourcefulness, blundering, stuff like that. So it's really cool if you want to like track your progress and like track your growth as a player. And it has, and the training room is also really cool. Now everything's behind a damn paywall on this website. So like you're gonna have to bust. It's not expensive. It's a chess website. It's not gonna break the bank, but it's not free. But it has all these really cool these really cool tools. So you have advantage capitalization, and a lot of these are like from games. Auto. So like this is from my actual game, and it'll be like, okay, I'm black. I had this position as black in an actual game. Now I have a limited time to capitalize on whatever advantage I had in this position. I'm guessing it's like with these two bishops versus the two knights. So that's pretty cool. Tactics, opening improver would be like, okay, like I made a mistake in this position in one game. Now I need to find a better move. That's a pretty cool, and like a lot of this is like custom tailored to your games. It loads in, which is really, really neat. I really like that. Practice visualization is kind of like the Chessly visualization exercise. Would be like, remember position. Okay, how many checks but not mates does black have? And I don't remember because I didn't study the position too hard. Then there's blunder preventer, which would be like, okay, like choose the best continuation. One of these is a blunder and the other is a good move. So you have to find which of these is the good move. Then we have retry mistakes. It'll be like, okay, retry the mistakes from your game. I made a mistake in this position, so now I'm need to correct it. Blindfold tactics, which is wild. Whoa, I've never even seen this exercise before. But it'll be like, okay, like pick one of these moves. I've never seen this one before. That's actually pretty cool. I'll have to like look at that later. And then we have time trainer, which is you have 5 minutes to find you have 3 minutes to find a good enough move. Incorrect answers take 45 seconds off your clock. Defender is like defensive puzzles and stuff like that. There are like little lessons here, so you can be like, okay, like here's the lesson, and stuff like that. I don't think these lessons are all that good, but there's a few that are like okay, in my opinion. I'm gonna give Aimchess. Alright, once again, my explanation was scatterbrained, so I'm re-recording it. Aimchess is good for tracking your progress, identifying strengths and weaknesses in your game, and being able to improve, and it has highly specialized training tools that can work on like specific aspects of chess that you can just like practice that specific thing, like time management or like openings or like visualization stuff. So it's really useful for that, and like honing different like specific skills in chess. And it can import position from your actual games that you've played if you link your chess.com or livechess.org account with it. And you can just turn your own positions into puzzles, which is really, really neat. And it kind of brings like its own like unique personalization to it. However, while there is a free sample, like any feature like using this website at all requires payment. It's a monthly subscription, and you can cancel at any time, obviously, but it does require payment, so it is kind of unfortunate in that regard. The next website is ChessTempo. What's most useful from this website is the opening training. So you can load in different repertoires. You have the opening explorer here, and then like you can train. So I loaded in these openings. So these are the openings I loaded in. And you can kind of go through and train each one. So like let's say we want to train the London system. We go through to be like, okay, like play the moves. And then like let's say we get a move wrong and be like, nope, you need to play this because this is what actually you loaded in. All these repertoires you load in yourself, which is really cool. If you get like a PGN file from like a Gotham chess course, or like you get it from Chessable, you can always just load them in here. And I found this opening trainer to be really, really useful. Now there's like a comment stuff and stuff. This is pretty good for like reviewing stuff, and especially like Chessable, you can only go over like their lines. But if you want to like augment that with like some of your lines and like make some tweaks and like or add some other variations, this is a really good website to use. I find it's most useful for the opening training. I'm gonna give ChessTempo a B. I'm gonna give it a B because it has a lot of good features, but they're not as it's like, with the exception of this like opening trainer here, it's not as good as the other websites. As far as like the puzzles, the end game, stuff like that, it's just not as good, not as extensive as like chess.com or livechess.org or something like that. But you know, this opening trainer is really good, and I like it. It does spaced repetition. I haven't studied the London system for 6 months because I started playing E4. But as you can see, like it's kind of got like these like progress tracker and stuff down here. Okay, now the final chess website we'll be going over is Chessbase. Chessbase is pretty cool. I don't pay for premium on this. I found the most useful thing on Chessbase is the opening trainer, but some like especially some pros really like it for the actual database itself. There is like a Chessbase program you can buy, and it's like a desktop program. I haven't used that, and it is too expensive for me. So I have no opinion on that because I have not used it. I am not qualified to make any opinion. But I use the opening tool. I load in all these openings. Now, what I don't really like about this is like you have to type all the comments yourself and everything. But it's like, okay, like let's say B3, like I have just all these openings here, or all these like lines here, but it's like really hard to put comments in here because it kind of like looks a little scuffed. But however, like if you want to like, okay, like this is the move, like I want to put in, you can hit mark move and it favorites it. So like you can go through like, it's like, okay, this is like my move, and you can enter in other moves as like not my move and just like show other variations in there. You can also annotate stuff like that. It's pretty good. You got like a little opening explorer here, but you need to see preview only for all this. And then like you can go to the database and like it opens up the Chessbase database, and like you can go to different games, but you gotta pay for premium, and I don't. So yeah. Okay. Now let's look at some of the features of this opening tool. Load white. So this is some of the features. We can go to autoplay, where it will like start auto-playing variations, and you can change the speed. So this is going to go a little faster, and it's like, okay, this is Scandinavian, and it's showing us the lines. So like you can kind of watch your lines play, which is really cool. Like if you need to review a line, you know, you don't want to go straight into a quiz and get everything wrong. You just kind of watch the line play itself, which is really, really cool. And then you can even customize the autoplay. Like you can be like, okay, like how many times do I want it to play? Like before each line. There's guess variation, which is pretty cool. It'll pop open this variation, which is another Scandinavian position, but it'd be like, okay, like we got to go from this position on the left board to this position on the right board. So, okay, let's play bishop here, correct. And then we have to play black's move. Okay, go back, correct, and then blah, 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 until we finally get to this position, which is really cool. It's really cool. It's not in any other website. This is really unique. And by the way, this opening tool is all free. Some of the premium only stuff, like this is free. Like I haven't paid a dime on this website. Like, you know, the premium only, but like this actual tool is free. Then there's drills. Where it'll be like, okay, black plays this. Now what do you play? Do you play that? Nope, not in your preparation. Take back. Try another move. And I haven't looked at the Scandinavian in a long time. It looks like we play d5 here. And then you can it's like a drill, like go d5, and it'll be like, okay, cd5, and then keep going. You can load white, load black, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty cool for learning openings. My one complaint about this website is sometimes it's can be a little buggy. I'm going to give re-recording this evaluation too. I'm giving Chessbase Opening Trainer an A-. The reason it's an A- is because it's really only good for openings, and it's a little buggy, but what it does really well. It has some really unique opening training tools, like not only is there drilling, but there's autoplay, guess variation, and other good ways to analyze your openings. However, the interface, while it looks really cool, it's not the best for learning a new opening. It's best for studying openings that you've already put in, you've already entered. The comments aren't really that good. The interface is a little hard to navigate for the actual moves themselves. But as far as actually practicing your opening, Chessbase Opening Trainer is unrivaled. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on these chess websites.